Hi, this is Kirsten from JK Fiber Arts. Welcome back. Today I am going to show you how to do a progressive color art bat. My thought here is to do a sunset. I recently went to I got a free ticket. Well, a friend of mine invited me to go to one of those paint nights, and we did acrylic on canvas, and we just did the picture that was the designated picture, and it was a beautiful ocean sunset with a alcoholic beverage in the foreground, and I loved the sunset, and I didn't follow any of the rules that they told me. I mixed all my colors together, and I loved it. There was fire in the sky with the sunset with the red, yellow, orange, and then I had some purple in there, and I thought it looked really cool. So I thought I would try to recreate that with fiber. So that is what we're going to do today, a progressive art bat. What I have here is almost everything is merino. This is the Dorset Horn Mulberry Silk custom blended comb top from Camage Fiber Arts. This is just straight up merino. This is merino blended with some rainbow Firestar already. And the rest of this is all merino. And then for the little bit of shininess here, I have some rainbow Firestar to blend in. I also have some purple bamboo, and I have some of this white, and it's rose and mint fiber. And I have some of the gold bamboo. So we're gonna mix that in. Again, I am starting with the 4:1 ratio on my drum carder band. The 6:1 is the larger one, and that is where you'll put it if you're going to prepare fiber that you've just scoured into a nice fluffy bat. I've been sort of playing around with the color order. I'm not really sure exactly what order I want it to go in. I felt like I really wanted it to be yellow and then red, but maybe I'll go, no, I think I'll keep it the way I had it. I'm gonna go with yellow. So I'm gonna go with yellow first, and what you're gonna do is lay your fibers across here, and I want these to blend some, so I'm gonna use just a tiny bit of this red that I have out and make that into an orange. And then I actually found some actual orange in my stash, so I might try to add that in there too. First thing here is just make sure that your your packer brush is in position. Here, like the way everything's set up. Everything is good. I cleaned my drum carder in between bats here, and we should be ready to roll. So I'm going to start with this yellow. And when you do this, I like to open it up just a bit here, and I'm going to put this yellow in. And I will do just a little bit more of the yellow for my base here. And the next thing is the red, and I'm just going to use a tiny bit here, just enough to, I'm going to spread it out. Maybe I use half of that, just to give it like a little bit of fiery orange. You know how you at the horizon, like you're at the beach and the sun setting on the west coast, and that it's like looks like it's almost like on fire. That's the goal here, is that kind of orangey red that fades up into the blue sky with the setting sun with the light bits of like purpley pink through it. That's what I'm going for. So we'll see how that works out. So I am just adding yellow. And here's this little bit of red. And when you put this here, remember, you don't want it too long. You don't want it to hang out much past the back of your carter. And you want to keep the fiber on the inside of these pegs, or else it'll wrap around the gears. And then that is a big pain in the butt to clean. So we want to try to avoid that. All right, so I have this kind of orangey color happening here. I feel like since I have that, I don't really need this kind of gold, although it is a really pretty gold. Well, let's throw a little bit on and see what it looks like. We'll see. Yeah, I don't think it's adding anything. I'm gonna remove it from the lineup. I think the idea of the progressive is to have the brighter color going to the paler color. So I'm going to stick with my bright yellow. And we do a little bit of this orange. I do like the orange. I like the juxtaposition of the orange and pink. I think that's gonna look really cool as it transitions. So we're gonna add this orange in here. Oh yeah, that's nice. Look at that. Yep, I think that's the magic right there. And then I have this kind of really sparkly pink, and I'm gonna juxtapose that to this orange. Nice, that's what we're talking about. A little bit more of that. And just remember, when you are using your drum carter, you never want to push or pull or hold this fiber back here. It's hard to resist because you really want to grab onto it. I know I do all the time. And the other thing is, you don't want this to be long and hanging off the back of the drum carter like that. That will be too long. It'll wind around your liquor in and cause you all kinds of unnecessary trouble. And I'm gonna go with some of this light pink here. That's lovely too. I'm liking that. Might have to do a little more of the hot pink first. I do like this hot pink. I might have to get some more of this out. It's beautiful. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it in this blend, but I think it's gonna be great. And sometimes if you do get something stuck on the liquor end like I just did, you can just pick it up and put it right back on there. And now I'm gonna go to some of this purple here. And then once we sort of get these layers established, I'll just keep working across. Turquoise blue, which I have really become quite fond of recently. I am going to blend that with some white to tone it down just a touch. Although, ooh, it looks so pretty. Just a little bit of this Dorset horn, which this is a gorgeous blend. I should get more of this and just dye it. It's a really nice soft blend. I like that white. Let's put some more of that in there. Some clouds in my sky of sunset. This white. Again, if you see this caught on your liquor in, you can literally just hold it up and it'll come right off. And you can put it back on. You can either just put it through again, like that, or you can paint it onto the drum. Alrighty. Let's see, I think I'm almost ready. Put some more of this purple back in here. I do like this purple. The purple pink, hot pink is doing it for me. And back to my hot pink. Hot pink. Yeah, that looks so cool. And again, I really do like that pink-orange juxtaposition. Add some of this orange in there. There we go, that's lovely. Tiny bit of this red. And all I'm trying to do with the red here is I'm opening it up and making it a little bit wider because I don't want the red to overwhelm. You know, red is a very powerful color here. And if you just kind of open it up and floof it out a little bit, it will go on, you know, more of a spread here, and you'll get an orange. So when you spin this, it'll look more like an orange, like a yellow orange, and it will give you that subtle transition that you're looking for. This is our base here. I think I'm gonna add just a little more yellow on this base side over here. This other side's a little fuller than this side. And I just look at the pin height here and I can see I have more fiber here than here. So I'm just gonna put a little more fiber on this side, that's all. And a little more of this orange over here. All I'm really doing is just looking at how packed my pins are. Here it's pretty thick, and over here it's very thin. I can literally see the bottom of the pink of the drum card shining through. So I'm just adding more on this end here. Try to fill this up. My initial thought was the yellow was gonna overpower, but that does not seem to be the case. Put a little more of this hot pink. Yeah, there we go. Now that's a good sunset blend. That was the magical moment right there. Purple. And that is getting into the area that I think is plenty full. So we are going to start putting our stuff on, painting our stuff onto the drum carder. Our little extras here. Now I'm going to start painting on some of this bamboo rayon. I have this lovely, lovely gold here. And remember, if you were going to paint this on and diz this off of the drum carder, which I'm not going to do for this because I'm going to spin this as a progressive spin. So I'm going to spin this from the Batt, art Batt. I'm gonna use it as a bat. Then if you were going to diz this off, you would want to make sure that you keep everything parallel to the drum carder so that you would be able to diz that off and it would stay nice and straight, and it'd make it easier for you to get your fiber off the drum carder. I'm gonna add a little of this super awesome purple here. Just a little bit. Good. And then I also have some of this rose and mint fiber. I wasn't super in love with that one. Let's see how that goes. that is the beauty of the drum carder. If I'm using this as an art bat, it does not have to be in line. I usually am an inline kind of person, but you don't have to be. Yeah, that went just fine. Okay, so now we're gonna put on the Firestar. Add a little bit of colorful sparkle. And it does not take very much Firestar. You see it kind of all spreads out like this. See how cool it looks, but it's very, very fine. And all of those little tiny threads, fibers, are going to, you're going to hold it kind of gently in your hand, and it'll just kind of pull out of your hand. There you go. All right, I'm just gonna keep going in this pattern. I'm gonna do the yellow and then the orange and a little bit of that red in there, and just blend through. I'll come back when I have it all on the wheel, or on the drum carder, and then we'll do the final painting together. Another way that you can do your progressive bat on your drum carder is to lay them all up ahead of time on here and then drum card it on. I was trying to blend them a little bit more, so I was going one at a time, but I will show you what it looks like if you put in the colors that you want to do. Actually, I didn't put any of the turquoise in. Let's put a tiny bit here. Hopefully that won't be too long. Let's take some of that off. Okay. All right. You notice how I'm not hanging out too far past the end here, not more than an inch. And this is all merino, so it's shorter staples, so this should all go on just fine. And now you can see that it does blend a little less onto the drum carder, but it still looks awesome. And that's what that looks like. Pretty cool. All right, I think that this is how I want it. I love that blend. I usually weigh out my fiber ahead of time, and I did weigh out my fiber ahead of time, and then I just went off book. So I have no idea if this is gonna be, usually I'm around 3.1, 3.2 ounces, and that's what comfortably fits on this drum carder. I notice that there are some areas here, if I'm looking at it, where the teeth maybe are a little more prominent here. I did finally pack a lot of yellow and turquoise on the either end. I love that metallic pinky next to the orange. All right, I may put a little more of that on there because I can't stop myself, because it is really awesome. It is not a color that I would spin up solo, but I would absolutely, without hesitation, put it in with other colors here, especially next to that orange. I just love it to death. That looks amazing. I think that will do for that. Maybe throw a tiny bit of, see, and I keep doing this to myself, and I think, oh, I'll just put a tiny bit of light pink in there, but you know what? I'm not doing it. There's a point at which you just have to stop. All right, so let's paint this on. So I have the gold, the yellow bamboo, and we're gonna put some of that through here. I'm just pausing here to see where I want it to go. Yeah, I like that. I'll put some in here. Okay. All right, I like the yellow. And now I'm gonna throw in some of this purple. And really, the amount that this adds to this weight-wise, I weighed the entire handful of everything, and it was like 8 grams. And I'm not even gonna use half of what I pulled out. I just pull out a handful, and then I just stick it on here. Ooh, I like that too. All right, and then I have some white. Do I even want to use the white? Yeah, I think I do. Let's see. I think that'll look really good. Yeah, gotta have some clouds in the sky, right? And there's a lot of turquoise under there, so this tiny, teeny bit of white that you see on the outside, it's not gonna change the overall. It'll give you a nice subtle effect, but overall it's not gonna like dull it down or anything. And time for the sparkle. And here's our Firestar. And before I put that on, let's do this first. I was gonna burnish, but let's put this on first. All right, here goes our really shiny, shiny sun reflecting off the water rainbow Firestar for our sunset on the, I guess, west coast, huh? We're looking out over the ocean. Let's burnish this. Again, always remember to lift your packer brush up. I am guilty of forgetting that quite often. And I already have my doffer strip at the top. And we're just gonna go across here. And remember to get every piece of fiber the whole way across. Don't leave a single thread. And taking about 1/4 of an inch at a time. And if you have a lot of thick layers, maybe not even a full layer of the 1/4 inch at a time. Ooh, look at that, looks like fire. I love it. And here comes the orangey hot pink. Make sure every little bit is separated. Missed a piece way back at the beginning here. There we go. And now we're gonna take this off of here. And the way that I do that is, again, your hand needs to be close on the pins. Your outside hand here is literally right on the pins. Sometimes I'll try to hold this. Sometimes I'll open it like a pancake, like my hands are like flat, like they're pressing together. And then you're pulling up and out. Up, because you got to move the wheel, the card, and out. Up and out. And that's going to should come off the drum carder fairly readily without leaving much in the way of fiber behind. A little bit of loose Firestar there at the end. All right, and there we have it. Let's take a look. Here we have the plain side that was our base next to the drum carder. And then here we have our finished side with all of our rayon, bamboo, fun mix-in spinny things. Doesn't that look pretty? I think that looks very much like a sunset. Oh, so pretty. And it's so fluffy and soft. Let's roll this up and see what we have. All right, just flip this over. I'm gonna roll in the ends just a touch here to roll this up. That just gives you a nice little finished edge if you just tuck these ends in just a little bit. You don't have to fold it over too much. But it will give you that nice finished look when you get to the sides here. And that is what it looks like. Oh, look at how beauty. That is awesome. And then here's what it looks like on each end. Well, this one I could have probably done a little bit more professional job, but it looks good. I'll rewind it in a sec. And then this side looks really cool. Let's see how much this weighs. Tuck it in here, roll it up. Isn't that pretty? Here you have it, 80 grams or about 2.8 ounces of wonderful sunset sparkly light off the water goodness, which is going to be a beautiful spin. Have a creative week. Until next time, spin happy.